Hello, my beautiful friends. I woke up this morning with a lot of energy and really felt guided to do your reading today instead of tomorrow. So I'm going to get started. I've already shuffled the two decks that I plan on using today. I'm going to be using a spread from my favorite Oracle deck ever called the Starseed Oracle. This is a very high vibrational deck, and this is what I've used for myself to figure out my life purpose, figure out what lifetime wounds I need to heal, generational trauma, curses, etc. So I'm gonna get started. Excuse this, it's my day off, right? I call on Tristessa's ancestors, guides, and angels to please give her the messages that she needs to hear today. Please answer all of the questions that her intuition is guiding her to ask, and please use me as a vessel to provide her highest truth for her highest, most loving good. So let's get started. The first question, and I'm gonna pop cards, so this may take a while. Please bear with me. What is Tristessa's soul gift? What did she come here to express and share with the world? Okay. What is Tristessa's karmic wound? What did she come here to heal? Whoa. Oh. These are some great cards, girl. What did Tristessa come here to learn? Okay. What is her current obstacle? What is the thing that is challenging her the most? Spirits wanting to talk. What is her current obstacle? What is challenging her the most? Whoa, that's a lot of cards. Okay, I'm going to take that last one. Okay. Move this over. What is her soul calling her toward? Let's get it flip. Okay. Okay, so card number one, this is your soul gift. What did you come here to express and share with the world? And the void immediately came out. So this card says, stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. Let's see what the book has to say about it. Everything and nothing exists in the void. It's where all life begins and ends. It's the winter and the womb, the fertile darkness where all things originate and all seeds grow. Comforting and intimidating, freeing and daunting, it can feel both overwhelmingly small and huge. The void is where faith lives. The message of the void is to surrender to the unknown, to allow the fertile darkness of nothingness to nourish the new seeds growing within you. Regardless of whether you know what they'll one day become, you're being called to surrender to the mystery of what's next, to rest and to allow the winter of your life to do the work for you, to hand over your control and trust that just because you can't see what's happening beneath the surface, it doesn't mean things aren't at work. The greatest weavings happen when we find a way to surrender and trust that our life is being knitted for us, right beneath the surface, in ways known and unknowable. Now is the time to cultivate faith and allow deep, deep rest. The void often surfaces at the end of a chapter or life phase, when we're called to let go of all that we know and identify with. When you're in the void, it can feel scary. and as if you should be doing something. However, when this card appears, it's a sure sign that the most productive thing you can do is to relinquish control and surrender to the changing mystery of your life. So I really feel intuitively that you know what you need to do and you know why you're here. And trusting the universe or trusting God or whatever higher power you believe in is a very terrifying thing to do. And I feel like you know that you have this huge gift and this purpose, this huge life purpose that's calling you, and you think that you don't know what it is, but I'm telling you that you do, and you know that you do. So I feel like what you need to do right now is to just pause, retreat, surrender, and trust that the universe is aligning things, removing things for your highest, most loving good. And I know that relinquishing control, trust me, I'm a control freak, I get it, is the most terrifying thing that you could possibly do. But in order for you to know why you came here, if you don't know consciously, you have to just stop, pause, breathe, trust. Is the biggest theme here right now. And then also, I think coming out the other end of this, you'll feel like you can share your process with people, and that is what your greatest gift is sharing, all the trauma and all the heartache and stuff that you've gone through to get to where you're at and then where you're going to. You'll come out the other end whole, complete, ready to share your experience with the world, ready to give to the world. So the next card is your karmic wound, and these two cards flew out. The first one is Inner Earth. This says, you'll survive this, new solutions and beginnings. So Inner Earth, the book says, page 80. Inner Earth, also known as Agartha, is believed to be a hidden subterranean world within the planet itself. Many ancient cultures mention it in their stories. It's said that some of the beings of ancient lost lands, such as Lemuria, Atlantis, and Aravarta, went there. Hindu and Celtic lore mention caves and entrances to underground worlds. Tibetan Buddhism refers to the secret mystical city Shambhala, which is thought to be located in the Himalayas. Many have searched for Inner Earth in the physical world, but without success, so the mystery continues. Is it a place that exists in the physical or on another level of consciousness? There are solutions beyond what you can perceive, surprising outcomes to your problems and situations, resolutions that are in your best interest of all involved. If you find yourself facing an obstacle or feeling stuck and have no idea what to do, you're being reassured that there is a way out. You'll survive this and things will work out. If you're stuck in a rut, do something to shake up the energy and shift your thinking. Try something you wouldn't normally do. Soon you'll see the whole new worlds of solutions are available. Things that were previously beyond your focus will present themselves. Helpful people, signs from the universe, and support in both expected and unexpected ways are on their way to you. But first, you need to do something different to shift your focus so you can receive them. So the karmic wound for this card, and I know that's probably not going to resonate like the explanation from the book, but I feel like you are blocked, like you feel blocked, you feel stuck, you feel stagnant. You're like, I know what I need to do, but I don't know the steps to take, which we've talked about, right? So this is saying that once you focus and recenter yourself, that there are solutions on their way to you. And one of the karmic wounds in this lifetime for you is to trust what comes to you, to trust that there are solutions and that you can work your way through anything, because I know you probably don't have a lot of faith in yourself. So the card that came out with this is Double Mission. So this is a starseed card. This says, Lightworker, Starseed, serve the world by being you. Oh, I just got chills. That's so powerful. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck. So the book says, Double Mission 56. Oh, I was already there. Lightworker starseeds are mission and purpose oriented. Many have the feeling that time's running out and there's something they came here to do, create, or contribute. They're here to grow as souls individually, individual mission, and also to contribute to the planet in some action-oriented way, the collective mission. Their collective mission is often answered through a career calling or by devoting their life to something bigger. Until they remember their collective mission, it can feel as if something's missing or that they're forgetting something important. It's common for Lightworker starseeds to feel that they're different, and they may carry soul memories of being visible or sharing their voice. As such, they may protect themselves by dimming their light in order to fit in, or by spending time in some sort of closet, such as a spiritual closet. If you pull this card, you're being called to remember your collective mission and step into it even more fully. You're being reminded that your role as a light worker is to light up the world with your presence. This doesn't have to be a great big thing or a decision you need to make. You also don't need to have a great big plan. If you resonate with being a light worker, all you need to do is work out what lights you up, your passion and joys, and keep doing that. When you trust and follow the simple path of things that light you up, and then lose yourself in doing, you'll light up the world without even trying. So the karmic wound for you is remembering who you are and why you're here. Remembering your purpose, remembering that you are stardust. You're not this human meat suit that you probably closely identify with. You're not your life circumstances. You have a gift, gifts plural, and you know how to use those. It's just remembering. And that is the greatest mission and obstacle for starseeds coming into this lifetime, is remembering their roots, remembering their purpose. And I encourage you to find those things that bring you joy and light you up and make you fall in love with life again. And it could be something so small. Like for me, I find joy in doing nothing. I find joy in sitting with my thoughts and my feelings. I find joy on my yoga mat. I find joy in reading for other people and in healing other people. And just remember that you heal others by healing yourself. So I encourage you to figure out, if you don't know already, what makes you feel like you, what makes you feel like you belong here. So the third card is your life lesson, what you came here to learn. And 2 cards flew out, and one of these I've actually never even seen before, so I'm interested to see what it says. So here's the card. Look how beautiful that is. It says, longing for home, homesick for the stars. Hiraeth is a Welsh word that is difficult to translate, but it refers to a certain longing of homesickness, a yearning for a home or a place to which we cannot return. This unexplainable, unshakable longing for home is common to starseeds and old souls. Perhaps you've had it since birth. For some, it's a distant memory of a planet, galaxy, or star system in the universe that their soul remembers and yearns to return to. A place they may have experienced more than Earth. For others, it's a longing for the unity of Source, a remembering of interconnected oneness. This yearning can lead some starseeds to travel, searching all corners of the planet to find a physical place that feels more like home. For others, it can manifest as a need to find a home in people, communities, and relationships. A journey to find somewhere they truly belong. If you resonate with this yearning for home but don't really know where home is, you're being invited to remember that your soul chose to be on Earth. You're being called to fully commit to embodying your life. You're being reassured that you didn't come here alone and that your soul consciously decided to experience what it's like to be a soul in a human body on this planet at this time. You're being called to anchor all of your presence, your personality, your soul, and your spirit in the here and now. To fully commit to living this life right now, to commit to putting 2 feet completely in. So interestingly enough, I mean, this is, it just mirrors the last card, the double mission card. And I mean, if you look at them, they're very similar. But remember that, they say home is where the heart is. And I think like on a deeply profound spiritual level that's so true. If you're anything like me on this journey of life, stuck in this human meat suit that you really don't want to be in, you never feel like you're home. You're always searching external for yourself, finding things that you identify with that make you feel safe, that make you feel like you're at home. But you find that void, you fill that void by being present, by being here and embracing every life lesson and obstacle that the universe throws at you. So remember that home is you. You are your own home, and you don't need anything external from yourself to fill you and make you feel whole. So that is a major life lesson and life theme for you. And this came out, and I think this resonates because I know you a little bit. This card says the Great Severing, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. So Mars is the planet of drive. Mars represents our passion for all things, our sexuality, how we exist in this normal third dimensional world. So knowing what I do know about you, I think this is really going to resonate with you. This is a shadow card, one that may feel confrontational. Don't be afraid. It's here to bring to the surface anything that's standing in the way of letting love in. The warring planet of Mars is our constant reminder that it's important to soften, forgive, and find our way back to love. There are many things in the human experience that make it difficult for our heart and soul to stay open to the never-ending source of love. We're all wounded, and our unconscious wounds inflict wounds on others. It can feel like a never-ending dance we can never escape. If we aren't careful, before long, we'll see the world as a scary, dangerous place where fear and anxiety roam free. If this card surfaces, it could be for two reasons. Firstly, for you to acknowledge the difficult emotions, situations, conflicts, wounds, and fears that are causing you pain and anxiety. And secondly, for you to find your way back to love. When we're hurt, it's normal to close off our heart to the world, to let the painful experience confirm the agony of separation in earthly life. Soften and find your way back to love anyway. When fear, anxiety, and paranoia paralyze you, it's normal to want to hide away from others in the world. Come out of your cave and soften your heart anyway. We're all innocent children spinning our way around the world. Find a way to see the innocence in all people, especially yourself. So, knowing what little bit I know about your background and essentially why you reached out in the first place, do not let your trauma become who you are. It's so easy for us to put the barriers around our heart and not let anything in, but the downside of that is when you do that, nothing comes in, not even the good, not even the blessings. And so I feel like, I'm getting emotional. I feel like it's time to soften. Find forgiveness in your heart for the people who have hurt you and wronged you. Find forgiveness in yourself for tolerating it for so long. It really is time to soften to love. And I know that's fucking terrifying, because the thing with being a giver is that other people take. And without healthy boundaries, people will take and take and take and not reciprocate, not give us anything. But one of the hardest pills that I've had to swallow is that nobody owes you a fucking thing. You can't rely on people to own their shit. You can't rely on people to take accountability for how they've hurt you, and you can't sit and wait for it because it's detrimental to your well-being, to your health, to your healing journey. It's time to start forgiving. I have a journal exercise for forgiveness that has benefited me greatly, and I would love to share it with you. But the ultimate state of receivership, so receiving those blessings from the universe, is gratitude, but also the only way to receive is to give. And sometimes you have to take the leap of faith in yourself and in humans, right? Because they suck, to continue giving, even though so many of them have hurt you. And I feel like you're being called to do that, to start forgiving. And that is one major obstacle in your life, is like finding the compassion for yourself firstly, and then for other people to forgive. So the final card, or the final spread, is soul calling, what your soul is calling you toward. So this card came out, Star Brothers. And the card says Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. So this is very masculine energy for me, like intuitively. Let me see what this says about it. You're more protected than you can imagine. It's safe to open the back of your heart. You're being called to be open to receiving a new level of support now from those in your life and from the benevolent beings you're connected with. Through ancestral patterning, current life traumas, and past life karmic impressions, many of us have become mistrustful and suspicious of loyalty and have blocks when it comes to receiving support. We've learned that we need to go at life alone, that it's not safe to let our guard down and our hearts open, that the world isn't a friendly place. The Star Brothers want you to have a new experience of life on Earth. They want you to feel deeply secure and safe, even if you're going through a difficult time. They want you to hand over your fears to them, to see them as opportunities to let more love in. They're guiding you to stay open to receiving a greater level of support than you can ever imagine, both in this world and beyond. to call in your team of loyal protectors and supporters, both physically and energetically. They want you to learn to soften, there's a theme, through life's ups and downs, and to learn to open your heart, another theme, especially when it wants most to harden. I love when cards come out and just confirm the card that came out before it. But once again, the universe and spirit, your higher self is calling you to soften, to trust that the people in your life are meant to be here, to trust yourself, to let that guard down, to find forgiveness and compassion, to see the lesson in all things, and to trust that you're going to be taken care of regardless of what happens, even if what you're dealing with feels like it's never going to end. And so the final card that came out is Lifting the Veil. And this is really like a beautiful card. It says, questioning everything, anything unaligned must go. So we just talked about alignment, right? And trusting that the people in your life are meant to be here. That also goes for trusting that the people who leave your life aren't meant to stay. The unfortunate part about this human journey is that the people you meet and the people you come into contact with, even if it feels like it's destined, even if you feel like they're never going to leave and they're here to stay forever, that's so rare for people to come and stay. Most people are temporary. Most people bring, some major life lesson, and a lot of times that comes with heartache. But trust that what's meant to stay is going to stay, and trust that what's meant to go is going to go, and don't cling so hard onto things and people that have left you and abandoned you. So anyway, lifting the veil. So the book says, things aren't always as they seem. This era is one of uncovering mistruths so that we can remember ancient truths. Everything is in a state of recall and realignment. Anything that isn't in harmony with the planet will not survive. This goes for society and the world at large, as well as in our own lives. If you pull this card, you're being called to energetically scan your life for things that may no longer be a vibrational match for who you are and how you've grown. To dismantle the systems and ways of being that once served you and others but no longer do. Some starseeds are here to lift the veil between the seen and unseen worlds, to shine a light on things that are inauthentic and unaligned with the survival and well-being of Earth, to stand for and protect those who don't have a voice, to look deeper and question everything that previous generations did not. Some starseeds cannot tolerate things that aren't congruent. They're here to bring society and humanity back into harmony with the planet and the Creator at large. If we tolerate things in our life that aren't aligned and congruent with it, we add to the misalignment of the planet. You're being called to trust yourself, notice what's out of alignment, and then take the baby steps required to bring it back into harmony. This is no easy feat, but it's so worthwhile, both individually and for the planet. So this is what your soul is calling you toward. So, it's like I told you, trust the people that come, and also trust the people that go. Rejection is redirection, and it's okay to let people go. Sometimes when we cling and hold on to those things that don't serve us, it actually blocks our blessings and blocks the people and the things and the situations and the jobs, etc., that are meant to come in. So you're being called to take a hard look at your life, take a hard look at your relationships, and not, with your partner, but family, friends. Trust that, if you just say out loud, I release all things that no longer serve my highest good, and ask, your guides, your higher self, your ancestors to remove those things and those people from your life, you'll watch people walk out. And it's going to hurt and it's going to suck, but ultimately just trust and keep faith that it's for your highest good. So I'm also going to pull this is a grounded action card. So it's by the same author as the first deck, but this is more of like an earthy, what you can do here in this dimension to find your soul path, to find your purpose. What grounded action can you take? So I'm going to ask that. What grounded action can she take to fulfill her destiny and find her purpose here on this earth? What grounded action can she take? What does she need to know? It didn't flip. They're flying out, but they're not flipping over. Okay, let's keep trying. There we go. I'm pretty sure this is the one that just tried to come out, but it was flipped over. So this card says, Lineage of the Rose, moved by the goddess, here for this, soul call and gather. Oh my God, I just got chills. Look at this card. So this is the deck that it is, and it's called the Rose Oracle. And I mean, it's beautiful. This is a very feminine deck, and that's why I got it. So Lineage of the Rose. Okay. These times, these changing, divisive times, your soul chose to be here right now for this. You're part of a collective team led by the goddess, by the mother of us all, to reweave the thread of the rose back into the tapestry of humanity, to make spaces where all people feel cherished and safe, to heal and be healed from the destructive patterns of the patriarchy, to be part of the return of the goddess to the earth. If you've been doubting your path, oh God, this is for you. You're being called to look within and trust the whispers and weavings from caverns deep. The way of the mystic rose is walked by few and known by heart, not mind. Try not to overthink, rather trust the threads that are being woven deep. This card contains within it a confirmation of the inner call and a reassurance that you're not alone in it. The mother of us all thanks you for being part of these changing times for humanity. She acknowledges your devotion to doing your best to support yourself and others in the journey back home, to themselves, to each other, and to the earth. She wants you to know that she is available to guide you every step of the way. Speak, sing, and dance with her. You are led, you are led, you are led. Excuse me. Girl, I hope this resonates because I feel like, man, I wish that I had some like textbook to give to you and say, here's how you heal, here's how you find your purpose, here's what you do. But the piece of advice that I want to give you is that you heal the world by healing yourself. You don't have to go out into the world and give yourself to people and water everybody else's cup, even if yours is empty and dry. You heal by being. You heal by healing yourself. You heal your generational trauma. You heal your past life karma and trauma by being. And I know that it's really hard to just be. But we are in the age of the divine feminine. 2022 it's a 6 year, and that represents the divine feminine. So Spirit is encouraging us to stop being in our masculine energy, which is doing. Masculine energy is productive. Masculine energy is Mars, is do. We identify our success and our purpose by, what comes of it, by, the reward of our efforts. But really, the way to heal is just by being. Sit with it. Sit with the pain, sit with the trauma, sit with the emotions, start a conversation with your trauma. Call on it, say, I call on my trauma. I embrace all emotions that are associated with this trauma. And the way to heal that is by sitting with it. You don't just get over things, you work through them, feel through them, sit with it. It's going to fucking hurt and it's going to suck and you're going to be a crying mess. But that is the way that you heal. So I hope this resonated. I hope that this gives you some clarity. I hate when you're like, what is my purpose? And the reading is like, trust your intuition, because that doesn't tell you, really anything, but that's what you must do. Trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust that everything is divinely guided. Surrender it to the universe. I give this to you. And I promise the things that will unfold in your life once you start focusing on you and just being, things are going to manifest beautifully. And you're going to be like, wow, okay, this is what I was hoping for. So I hope this resonated. This is getting long. We're at 30 minutes now. So please let me know if this resonated. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you would like me to dig a little more. I would be happy to do that for you. So I love you, girl. Happy Thanksgiving. Wishing you nothing but love and the best. And hopefully we get to do this in person someday. Love you. Bye.